You get a hard money loan, they look at you as they are. It's crazy. So on a hard money, they're gonna want you to have the experience. But if you just go into the bank gonna want you to have a licensed GC. If you borrowing the money, you gotta have a licensed GC on your file when you're borrowing the money. Trying to get some charge on here. Yeah, I don't know why they would ask me that. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of ways to create an opportunity in real estate. If you're able to create it, then everybody can do it. But I think that like I got 55 people in this live. Everybody at least got, I would hope at least got $10,000, right? $10,000. That's $500,000 right there. We can build one house and everybody get a profit from it. But you got to have the right mindset. People got to have the right mindset to do all that. Alexa, stop. The construction loan work, it's basically you pretty much, you find a piece of land if it's buildable, you find a plan, then send an SOW to the lender. They'll come back and give you what they call either 70% on the ARV, then 80% on the 100% on the construction. They put that money to the side for you in escrow, and then you do your bill. No, I would give people on, everybody in this live invested $10,000, right? 10 grand, just $10,000. Then because it's going to be a 12% return on that. It's the same thing as hard money. Like anybody who go borrow money, hard money going to be paying 10 to 18% return. But the only difference is that some banks going to have holding costs, some not. So if I go out and get this money from just people, I'm paying the exact same thing for me to go to do a hard money. But guess what? The only difference is I'm paying you guys back that return and not them. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I put money back in my people's pocket, more so just putting it into the bank's pocket where it's y'all money that they're using anyways. Yep, it's our money that they're using anyways. But until we all get an understanding of how to move our money around, then we're gonna be all sitting here turning our fingers every day. But again, I mean, I can't make nobody do nothing, but I just try to educate and explain to y'all what's going on, what's happening. But y'all can keep sending y'all money in Chase and Wells Fargo for the next 10 years or the next 5 years or whatever. It still ain't gonna bring you no money back like that. How long from land to purchase to complete a bill? I mean, it depends. My bills, the 3 to 6 months, it depends on what I'm building. I'm not in it long. But the thing is, it's like I can have many seeds in the ground. Like, again, I don't pick up no hammer. The only thing I do is I might go pick up some material every now and then I might go do that. But then I don't do anything but just plant the seeds. I just make sure the deal get constructed and then make sure everybody is doing what they're supposed to do. I mean, it's simple. It's a simple deal. Like you don't think these people who reach out to me to come up and do these little small subdivisions don't get the concept? They definitely get the concept, especially if you're a realtor. If you're a realtor and you got all these clients, man, that's already the work already done, because I'll just be adding up the money. If I was a realtor and then I got all these clients coming in, it's like, oh, I'm finna build so many houses and I'm gonna see can I get them all in one place. I go subdivide me a lot and get to work. How did you? How long did it take you to your success? I mean, depending on what success you're talking about. We talking about my real estate success, or you talking about just in general success? If we talking about just general success, I mean, I've been successful since I've been here since 2002. I got an honor in 2002. So if our lease is up in August and we are looking to build, when should we start? Let's see, January, February. How big of a house you trying to build? If you talking about August, that's already close to 6 months, 7 months from now. So depending on how big of a house you're trying to build, if it's 2,000, if it's 2,500 or less, 4 months. You need to give yourself a 4-month gap. Does your company build multifamily? My company we build anything. We can build anything. It's all the same work. You build one house, you can build any house. You can build a townhomes. It's all the same. Yeah, so you said in Houston. You said you are in Houston. Yeah, we're definitely in Houston now. A 5-bedroom minimum basement, preferably. That'll take you about 6 months. 6 months on that bill, if you want a basement bill. Then you got to find a lot. You got to find a basement lot first. You find a basement lot, then you can do it. But if you don't find a basement lot, then you got to dig it out, and then you got to take dirt away, then you got to pay for that and everything. So that can get expensive too. So yeah, I'm just trying to show y'all, where the money at. I mean, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, I'm always I don't know everything. You can tell me if I'm wrong about what I'm saying at any time, because it's like I'm always open to listening to someone who haven't done it or have an ideal about what it is that we do. It's like, I mean, that is the only way. Hold on. Let me put it back in here again. I'll show you the link. Let me put it in there right now. Hold on. Bill for... Yeah, I mean... Okay, so buy the lot, then pay for the construction, then close. Yeah, see what you do when you buy the lot. See, if you already got the lot, right? Pay for the lot cash. After you do your due diligence, pay for the lot cash. If you're able to pay cash for it. If you don't have the cash, then if you got credit cards, I can show you how to get the money off of that and then pay for the lot cash and then pay for the credit card later if you got a net 30 or whatever the case may be. That's a whole nother conversation. But if you buy a lot cash and then you come up with a construction budget, and so as a builder, this is more free game here. Do what they call a desktop appraisal. Before I build on any house, if I build any house on any land, I do what is called a desktop appraisal. That desktop appraisal is almost like a real appraisal, but only difference is it gives you your numbers on what you need to be. So you get that number. So before you go to the bank with your SOW, then you can see how much they're going to be willing to give you, right? You get the desktop first, then you already got the number on what the projection. So if the desktop come back and say, when you build this house, your house going to be worth $400,000. Then I already know that most banks, if you don't have the experience, they're going to be at 70% on what the ARV is. 70% is what they're going to give you on what the ARV, and they're going to give you 80% of what the construction budget may be, or 80%, 70%, depending on who the bank it is. So that's my number. So if you take 70% of $400,000, then I split that in half. So whatever that number is right there, I split that in half. On my construction budget, the first 3 line items, you're going to have your blueprints, then you're going to have your foundation, your soft costs and all that. Then you get down to your framing. I inflate those first 4 numbers. You want to know why? Because when I get ready to do my draw, I want to be able to pull my money back on what I paid for my lot. Or you can close, they can cut you a check back for the lot when you close. It depends on how you want to do it. But the first 3 line items, I push up to a higher number. So when I get that draw, so say for instance, if you only have, say you only got 50 grand to start, right? You start with the 50, but when you get to that framing, your framing could only cost, let's say foundation might cost me $15,000. I might tell you the foundation costs $30,000 on the SOW. Just long as I stay in that $170,000 mark on what the bank is going to give me, I fix my number where I can get most of my money in my first 2 draws. So I can have enough money to go to my next phase in that construction. But again, I can't explain all this to you without you actually being in class, and I can show you the breakdown on what that looks like. But everybody got their own thing. How much do you push up? So my push up is, again, if my SOW, they only gonna give me $180,000 for the construction. Framing, foundation, plumbing, them first couple of line items, I'm pushing that thing way up. I might put in just for my doors maybe $3,000 or something like that, or landscaping or something like that might be $2,500. But sometimes some banks will come in and say, hey, we think this line items is too low. Then they'll raise it up themselves. It depends. But long as you stay within that number, because what can happen is, so a lot of people get in here and say, oh, I can build this house for 400 grand. And they say, my construction budget is $280,000. But if the bank came back and say, your construction budget is only $190,000, you're going to have to spend the difference out of your pocket first to get to that 280 first. And then you start on their money. Because then you think you can be able to get a draw for that because you spent the money. No, you over-accelerate your budget. And anytime you go over your budget that they already got on file, you got to be responsible for that first. And you can't even get started on the escrow money they don't put to the side because you got to spend your money first. A lot of people make that mistake, and you want to know about that unless you get to training on how to complete your construction budget properly. Again, it's like you can get the money, you just got to figure it out, right? And so what happens now, peep this, you can do that construction budget, right? So you can actually build your house where you just framed all the way in, right? This is another little side note. You can frame your house and don't even go get a construction loan. If you're able to build a house where you can just get to the framing part where you're dried in, I mean, you got everything shelled up, you got your windows in, you got everything is done, everything is dried in. Then you can go in and do what they call a heavy rehab. Now, the heavy rehab going to put you at a different bracket on the percent-wise. They'll go up to 90%, 100% on the budget, on the construction part of it, on the completion, on the renovation. That's 90%. So you can max all the way out to 90%. So therefore, you already making your profit into that draw that you're pulling from them. And then when you sell, then you're only selling with the 10% gain that you're going to make at the end of that. Now you can stay away from that capital gain tax. I'll build a house and then turn around and refi it all the way down to where I'm only going to make $15,000 at the sale of the house. so I can get away from that capital gain. You know, I mean, I don't know. I think I'm giving y'all too much. I'm giving y'all too much. I'm giving y'all too much. Hold on. Cost of training. When is my class? My class is on. All right, class is on January. Well, I don't think I might got 3 seats left. I don't know. It might be gone already. Class dates. Atlanta. I'm putting on here so you can guys see the day that I got this training. January 27th, 28th. Yeah. So, yeah, you see that yeah, exactly. Because the thing about it, you know, when you're making over a certain amount, you got to pay that capital gain tax. You got to pay capital gain tax. So if you go ahead and refi, so so like I told you guys, so say I'm building a house and I'm making, say, $300,000, right? $3,000, $300,000 I'll make off that deal. If I already got a deal set up to go into, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and refi all the way up to 90%, pull all that money out, because I'm gonna sell either I sell the house or make the profit, or I refinance it and sell the house. Either way, the house gonna get sold. So if I refinance it and pull the money out, then I got a mortgage. So then I'm selling it, and I'm only selling it for the 20% that I got left in there. And that's only gonna be a couple $1,000 at that point. Instead of making $100,000, I might make 20 grand, because I already pulled out the 80 when I did the refi. And so you can't hit me with no capital gain tax, because I didn't sell it and make $300,000. I sold it and make $20,000. But everybody got their own way on how they want to pull their money out. I pull mine out like that, and then if I'm going to a new deal, I just leave with the closing attorney. Leave with the closing attorney when I get ready to do another deal, and I have the attorney, stroke me a check and show that I'm taking this profit and I'm going right into another deal. And so then when I do my SOW on that other house, now I made 150. Now I got to put this 150 in this house. So now I need to inflate these numbers all the way down again, so I can pull some of that 150. I can go ahead and pull that 150 back out through my drawers and put it in my jeans. But again, it's nothing legal. It's nothing illegal about that. It's just you got to learn how to strategize and how you're trying to pull your money. If I'm wrong, tell me if I'm wrong. Correct me, please. Correct me, please, because a lot of people is not going to tell you how to move it around. They're just going, here you go. Go figure it out for yourselves. I'm going to show you how to move it around, twist it, what you need, because if you don't get it, then you're not going to know. You're not going to know. What can I say? I told you I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood today to give y'all some information. So I don't be in this mood often. I got a little time on my hand. Had a good church service today. So I want to just bless y'all with some of the things that I know. That 1031. Yep. You just gotta do what's best for y'all. Everybody, when you get the information, again, facts. I'm just trying to give you the facts here on what I've done over and over and over again. What city has the fastest permit? The country. The country always going to have the fastest permitting. Where I'm from originally, I get my permits in one day. I ain't gonna be saving the lives. I don't never save none of my lives. Oh, that's right. There are ways. Yep. That makes sense. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just, hold on. Yeah, I mean, tell me when I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm telling y'all, no one gave me none of this information at all. I had to get this stuff as I'm doing deals. And to be honest with y'all, like, I got a friend, good friend of mine, Jeff Fee. Been knowing him from years, 20 years. He was one of the president of Home Bank. Everybody remember the Home Bank back in the day? Like Home Bank back in the day? Like, have you ever done a house in Powder Spring? Nah, I ain't did one in Powder Spring yet. But Home Bank, who remember Home Bank back in the day? So Home Bank back in the day, they was doing a lot of loans. But I got a friend of mine's, he was on my page. You saw me like a couple months ago. We were playing golf that day with Jerome Russell. I've been knowing him for 20 plus years. Like I'm telling you, like the amount of knowledge I've got from that man with no cost of anything that he have shown me how to get around these taxes, how to get around these capital gains. Like, we need that. You know what I'm saying? If someone give it to me, I didn't pay for it. So why would I make you pay for it? I'm just saying. I just want to be able to, spread what I got, and give it to y'all. Y'all not going to see me sitting on here like every week, coming on lives. I do this like every blue moon. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to be in the field. So I'll be on live talking about some real estate tomorrow. And I'm going to talk about, this lot that we over here working on and tell you what I went through to get concrete poured up until 1:30 in the morning. Yeah, pouring a slab. And then the next day, the bottom fell out. Yeah, so I just want to, just the longest I ever been on a live. I'm telling you, like, I don't be on lives this long at all. So, yeah, I'm just, I don't do this. This is a new season for all of us. That we have to learn how to give information to one another without holding our hands out. You know what I'm saying? We got to learn to, of course, when we all come together, we all make money together. But again, I think that when we are able to share information, to give it to someone who possibly need it, because you just never know what that can be. That could be a life-changing situation that, okay, I got this information. Oh, now I got confirmation. So you just never know what happens, to people when you give information. You just never know what that'll do to somebody's life, how it would change someone to make a decision to say, hey, now I got my message. Now I got my answer. Now I want to push forward. Like, it's just, I don't know. I think we all get caught up. We all get caught up in worrying about the wrong things sometimes and not really focus on what we need to focus on. And it just is like getting the information that we need from someone who's credible, who's liable, and who you have seen done the work. If they haven't done the work, then there's no need to entertain it. I don't entertain nothing that I can't learn from. I don't entertain anyone that I can't learn from. Like, because I'm not the smartest man in the room. I know my lane. I know how to be a vessel. I know how to add value to any situation that I'm in. No matter who I'm with, what I'm doing, you always going to leave better than where you came and how you came. Because I'm gonna pour into you. I'm going to give you everything that I know, and I'm going to listen to what you know. And we're going to take it in. We're going to figure that out. We're going to make this shit work. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's like, not enough people giving the information. We got to give you the long speech first. And then we got to sit you down and say, hey, come give me this $10,000 or this 20 grand and say, hey, now since I got you here, so let me give another 50 grand. Nah, we ain't doing all that. Not in 2024. We can't do that in 2024, y'all. We got to stop that. We got to stop the nonsense on being this way when it come down for us. There's enough money out here for we all can make some. You just build your team and let's get to it. That's it. That's all you got to do. Build your team, get with whomever who's going to give you the information, and go. Just got to make sure you know what they're doing. Trust me. Just got to make sure they know what they're doing out here in these streets. When I first joined, I said, figure it out. I said, figure it out. Would love to invest with you. Yeah, so shoot. Yeah, so anybody who wanted to invest and do that, you can just shoot me a DM and I send you over the whole package and you can see everything and what we got going. And you can come out. Anybody can come out to any site that we're working on when you start investing. Because the thing is, I don't want a lot of people coming to these sites that haven't got anything, any skin involved, because it's just a waste of time there. It's just like, I'm just getting a lot of traffic. But anybody who invests, anybody can come up to look at their project at any given time. There's no limit on that. You can do Zoom calls if I'm over there. If you want to do, just on a Trilio app to get updates, it's like, it don't matter because the work don't get done. You don't have to worry about the work getting completed because the work's going to get done. So I just plant a seed and I move on to the next. What's the return on the investment? It depends. If you only invest in a little money, then you're going to get 12% return. But if you're investing on a whole project, like say if it costs me $270 to build one whole project and you bring the whole $270, then you get 35% of what the sale cost is. Like if we sell for $190 and we profit $190, let's say we sell for $300 and we profit $190. If you brought me the whole construction budget to build that house, then you get 35% of what the profit that we make from the house. 35%. And if you're smart, let me drop another gem. Again, I don't know everybody who's on this live. And I'm pretty sure no one knows all the people that you know. If I'm giving you 35% for a house that cost me $270 to build, and we selling that house for $390. After construction, after real estate fees, say we make $120,000. You get 35% of $120,000. And where that, you can go to 20 other people around you to give you 10,000, 20,000, to whatever the amount is to equal up to the 270 that you bring in. I'm only dealing with you. I'm not dealing with everybody else that you know. The loan is secure and back for you, not the other people. You create your own. You create your own little system you do for them, but you get 35%. You can pay them 12%, and you still make 20% on your own. So you don't have to bring all the money yourself. You can get other people to give you the money. You just got to bring it to me yourself. Then you get with my attorneys, and then you do everything. So it's like it turns into a cash flow account. It turns to a cash flow account. No matter how you get the money, it's just when you're doing a whole construction bill where you get the bigger percentage. Anything else is going to be 12%. I cannot give back more than what a hard money company that I would pay out to, because I can go to the hard money and just get the money myself. So I can't pay back more than that than 12%. So that is why I do it that way. The model homes you build, Cole. Yeah, we got a few in Pittsburgh. So everybody's model is different on how they invest. Our models is a little different is because the thing is, like we literally can build a whole subdivision with everybody that's in here and then make way more money than what we're making because we all coming together to do a project. Again, it only takes capital. You want to make money while you sleep? Exactly. That's how you make money while you sleep because no one else is putting in the work. We put in all the work. The money will be sitting there. Again, I know a lot of agents, so it kind of worked. It's a little bit easier for me because I still know a lot of agents. So a lot of agents I'm still in contact with that I can figure out where they want to build at. So that's the thing. So that's the only difference between me and everybody. What separates me from any other builder out here is that I still am accessible to a lot of agents, because still at the same time, if I do a bill that big and everything, I still would do business with the team that's been created already. I only got a team in Houston and I only got a team in Houston that I'm building in, and Ohio, Houston. I think it's Columbus, Ohio, Houston, and Alabama and South Carolina. That's where we are. Tap in. How are you mainly generating leads for a lot? Me generate leads for a lot. We go out, right now we're on a contract that we're trying to work out some things on a 21-acre lot that we're trying to get subdivided to do 10 houses. I go to the internet like everybody else goes to the internet. But the difference is what y'all looking for and what I'm looking for is totally different, because y'all might be looking for just the land. I'm looking for burnt down houses too. I'm going to the insurance company and see how many houses them burnt down and get that list and see if they want to sell the property. See, I just dropped another gem, because I'm a creator. So if a house is burnt down, I'm finna tear it down and build it back up like y'all seen me do before. So I just work a little bit different, because houses burn down every day, just about all over Atlanta. And that house just be sitting there for years. No one's looking at it. You got trees looking all through it and everything. So I look for the house that's burnt down and tear them down and rebuild it. It's not what you look. It's not what you see. It's what you can envision. So again, everybody creates their own deal. So no one really thought about that, right? Insurance company got to pay off the homes when they burn down, right? So when you see a burnt down house, you be like, oh, wow, that's the end. Nah, it's not the end. That's really the beginning for someone else to have an opportunity, or the person who living in it, because when you get a house burnt down, you own the lot now. You still own the lot. So now you can go back in and rebuild that house. But a lot of people don't rebuild. They just leave it there for someone else to come in and buy it, then turn it into a profit. What should we look for when looking for a basement lot? Looking for a basement lot, you got to make sure you got a slope. It's sloping down, like from the street. Let's say this the street right here. You got to make sure that lot is going down the slope. So when you get a survey, you should see a topo reading on there. It'll say it might be 760, 740, 720, then 7. You're seeing a decrease in the number going down. So once you see that lot going down, then you know that you can dig out, put your basement in just to come up to your first floor. So make sure the lot have a slope on it when you're looking for a basement lot.